Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day because he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have the new Volkswagen Jetta GLI. Still has a stick shift, also known as manual transmission, also known as rowing your own. As all cars should have by default, it is the most fun you'll have while driving. I cannot implore you enough that you should try it out while you still can, as more and more cars are just losing the whole option altogether to have a stick shift. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Bradley Brownell over at good old Jalopnik. Well, not really good old, they mostly just spend time defaming Elon and complaining and crying about him, but I partially digress. They say that, quote, the new Volkswagen GLI still has a manual, so you better buy one while you still can. They say that the new manual GLI gives you an increased opportunity to row your own. And you got a nice little picture of the new updated 2025 model year Volkswagen Jetta. It looks pretty cool. They give it a nice big hunk of red plastic, goes around the front fast shot of the lip of the vehicle, which, I joke, but it does help, bring out to the attention it's more performance oriented. Now, they also note that they're going to have some nice big, slightly larger brakes. Looks like they gave a nice coat of red paint on the calipers, some kind of bump out or bounce out a little bit more. They note that 18-inch wheels are available in silver or black, and they also have a pair of new colors, Monterey Blue Pearl and Monument Gray. And looks pretty interesting, pretty good for a Jetta as they give it a nice little facelift and upgrade a couple of body panels. Now, of course, the real fun is this picture that kind of shows you the rarest thing of all. You have that third pedal on the driver's side of the vehicle and a good old stick shift in the middle where you can choose whatever gear you want because you are in control of the driving experience. Now, they say that, quote, inside the Jetta GLI gets a pretty comprehensive remodel. It's adapting interior design Volkswagen introduced from the Atlas, including an 8-inch infotainment system. Also has full-width air vents, and unfortunately, piano black trim. They note that the infotainment screen does keep its shortcut buttons and knobs. The much hated touch controls for climate system are... Why they put that back? They say that, quote, the much hated touch control systems for the climate system are back. And they have revamped its backlighting in peaks and valleys, added tactile wayfinding. Why? Why? There's some things that should not be in an infotainment touchscreen. I mean, one of the dumbest things ever was when Honda, for the Civic, they had the volume increase only as a slide bar. And then on the steering wheel, you did have a tactile button. And granted, they fixed that for the next model year in 2019 for the Civic Si. So yes, I did miss out. Then they did reintroduce the little knob, so you could easily just quickly crank up the volume, as all, driver enthusiasts want to do, when you can't hear the engine running good enough. But yeah, scroll down a little bit more. You actually see the good old stick shift right there. 6 gears for you to choose from. That's, you need to focus on what's the positives of the vehicle. Is that option for the stick shift is there. They say that, quote, now that the boilerplate stuff is off, let's celebrate the good here. Obviously, we're excited that Volkswagen has chosen to retain the stick for the GLI in spite of the making its hatchback GTI sibling DSG machine only, which is disgusting. They say that power still comes from the known quantity of 228 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds torque from the turbocharged inline-4. You can, of course, option for the 7-speed DSG for your GLI. Now, I actually do agree with this. They said, but, quote, you'd only do that if you're a coward. You're not a coward, are you? Unquote. Which, precisely. They note that the base model Jetta S has seen a price decrease about $160, though the GLI pricing hasn't been announced yet. They don't expect that to change too much, however. Which, 258 foot-pounds of torque, that's not too bad. I mean, it'd be nice to have a little bit more, but that's also not the point of a lot of these vehicles. It's more economy-based, more just for having fun. And you don't need a lot of horsepower to have fun. I mean, granted, my little Honda Civic Si is a little disappointing when I'm in a straight line at the track, but it is wildly fun, going into a corner and downshifting and then passing a Corvette or a C8 Corvette because it's their first day of the track. But nevertheless, it'll be interesting to see how many of these Volkswagens they really sell, because, again, there is some demand for manual transmission, and you have a fair amount in the United States. I think it's partially because, supply is sometimes not even available for some vehicles, but, and there are also vehicles actually note in North America for the consumer demand to keep the stick shift alive for certain particular models, Porsche being one of them, or manufacturers being one of them. So it'll be interesting to see what's the actual take rate for the stick shift, how many people actually go out and buy it. But it is nice to see Volkswagen continuing to realize that there is a passionate consumer base out there, especially for the iconic Jetta that's been around forever. But let me know, would you ever want to buy one of these things? I mean, do you think the refresh, it looks pretty good? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.